Hey guys, what is up? In this video here, I want to go over a simple tip to optimize gas in Solidity. So we have this simple storage contract from here, and it's kind of funny. If you're like me, when you were a beginner programmer, you would just focus on if the code worked. And as you got more advanced, you were working on optimizing the code, making it more efficient. One of the things that's super important as you become a better Solidity developer, a better blockchain developer, is reducing gas in your contract. And it's kind of funny, I feel like, I'm a big fan of some of the older programmers that just worked in C or, even like assembly back in like the 80s and 90s. And these little bits of small code that, like, if you're a JavaScript developer, it wouldn't really make a difference. There's little bits of small code that's going to optimize your code. That starts to become more important, kind of like with Solidity here. There's kind of some parallels, if that makes sense. But anyways, so we have the simple contract from here. We have a number, we can store a number, and we can retrieve the number from here. Very basic storage contracts. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and deploy this. Get rid of some of these notes just to make it more simple here. Save, and if I go to auto-compile, and I believe we're good to go. We're going to go and deploy it. I want you to take note of the gas that we use to deploy the contract from here. So if I go to that and I drop it down, I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to paste it right there. And the execution cost. And all that I'm doing is I'm pasting this in another window. This way we can see the numbers from here. So we'll say something like, first. If I can type. Can't make that bigger right now, but that's okay. Anyways, now one of the things that you guys may have done before, and if you're coming from different programming languages, it really doesn't make a difference. But right now, this does make a difference. If I initialize a number to be something like 0 right off the bat here, keep in mind by default it's going to be 0 anyways. And I can prove that if I go to my contract from here. This is how it was before. If I go to my contract and I retrieve the number, it's still 0. But check this out. If I initialize this to be 0, I'm going to save the contract. I'm going to collapse this down from here. And I'm going to deploy this contract. We can see that the gas was actually a little bit more, excuse me. We can see that the gas was actually a little bit more with this new contract simply by initializing my number to be 0, right? 123,009. Now it's a little bit more than that. And you might be saying that's not that big of a difference. And then this number, of course, is a little bit bigger than that number. Hopefully you guys can see that there. You guys might be saying that's not that big of a deal, but remember that as you become a better developer, this starts to become more and more important because you're working on bigger scale projects or you're working on more expensive contracts that might be deployed many times throughout the day, or it might be, ran a whole bunch of times here. So that little bit of gas and a little bit of gas optimization is going to separate you from somebody that can just code and make it functional to really being a good developer. I'm going to go and paste that right there, just so you guys can see that. 264. And the only change we made, like I said before, was just initializing this to be 0 or not initializing it at all. So if you don't need that, if you don't need to initialize this to be a certain number, I would just leave it as is because you're saving gas like that. So hopefully you guys learned something in this video here. If you guys did, be sure to give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.